Hello everyone and welcome to our afternoon lesson. So this is our social studies lesson for September 17th. Hopefully you were able to attend our virtual meetup, but if not, here's a good review. Okay, so you need to make sure that you watch our videos if you did not attend the virtual meetup, and if you did, you can also watch them again just to remind yourself. So we're going to start off with a welcoming ritual today. I want you to think about what you would do, okay? And so if you are doing this for the first time and you were not at our virtual meetup, I want you to maybe ask someone around them what they would do in this situation as well, okay? And you guys can talk about it together. What would you do? Okay, so here's the situation. You have been given the opportunity to move to the house of your dreams. It has a swimming pool, trampoline, large kitchen, always stocked with your favorite snack, and much more. There is just one problem. You learn that in order to get this house for free, they had to kick out the family that was living there. Now, that family has to find somewhere else to live. The people in charge of the house assure you that the family was scary and violent, and that's why they kicked them out of their house. Okay? So what would you do? Okay, you are given this new house, but you know that a family was just kicked out, and they tell you that they're scary and violent, but you've never seen or known this family, so you don't know that for sure. Pause this video for a moment and think about it. What would you do? Okay, so this is going to be really similar to what we're learning about in history, guys. We are talking about the westward expansion, okay? So that's when we moved west across the United States, okay? But in order to move west across the United States, we had to kick a lot of Native Americans out of their homes, okay? And people were being told at the time that the Native Americans were scary and that they would hurt them and they were violent, so they had to kick them out of their homes. But this was not true of all Native Americans, okay? A lot of them were peaceful, okay? And they just didn't want people trying to take their homes away from them. So that's why we started off with that welcoming ritual and that question of today. Specifically today, our I can statement is I can understand the challenges of settling the Great Plains from different cultural perspectives, including settlers, immigrants, Buffalo Soldiers, and Native Americans. So today, we are going to try to review some of the things that you have already done on your own, okay? So you should have already read all of the texts that were about Buffalo Soldiers, Native Americans, immigrants, and settlers. And so now what we're going to do, since we've already read that, we are going to go ahead and review together. You will have a test tomorrow, so this is going to be a good review for you. I would also like for you guys to watch the video on westward expansion, okay, that I've posted. So make sure you do that. So what I'm going to do is this is going to be a little bit of a guessing game. So I'm going to put some points on here. Okay, and you're going to have to guess what I'm talking about based on what I write down. Okay? So, first one is who am I writing about, okay? So I want you to think about who I'm writing about. First, let's see. They were African Americans. They were soldiers that fought the Native Americans. Okay. And they fought to keep peace, okay? A lot of times they fought to keep peace. We'll put that down. They were not honored. And oftentimes had to do pretty bad jobs. And the last one. Ooh. Native Americans gave them their name. So hopefully you've guessed it, who I'm talking about. Take 1 second more to look at those facts. I am talking about the Buffalo Soldiers. Okay, so if you didn't know I was talking about the Buffalo Soldiers, go back and review. Okay. Go back and review what that is about. All right. All right, what am I talking about now? These were animals in the Great Plains. Native Americans hunted them and used every part to make clothes, made their houses, had food. Well, where they lived, we'll put housing. Food, even jewelry, so we're just going to put etc. And then the last one, settlers hunted them for sport. Okay, so they shot them out of the moving trains, and they almost made them completely extinct. Okay, so look at these facts one more time. What am I talking about? I am talking about the buffalo. Okay, if you didn't know that, go back and review. All right. What am I talking about? Andrew Jackson set this up to remove Native Americans from their land. Okay, that's really the only clue we need for this one. It is the Indian Removal Act. All right, Indian Removal Act. And that was so that settlers could come in and live there instead. Okay? So it was not fair. They didn't purchase the land from them or anything like that. All right, so now what about this one? This person was a chief. He was peaceful. And tried to work with the people to get his land. Okay, so he signed 2 treaties and moved his people. He moved his people 2 different times because of these treaties. But people still didn't like him. Okay. So, well, it wasn't that they still didn't like him. It was that they still feared him. Okay, for no reason, and they wanted to get rid of him and his people. And so he eventually died. Him and his wife died. Very sad. Because they were killed by a violent attack of people who didn't want them. And the people who didn't want them were a part of the United States government. Okay, so who was this person? Hopefully you were thinking it was Chief Black Kettle. Okay, just a few more. These people had a dangerous job. They rode horses for days at a time. They delivered telegrams. Okay, so who were these people? Hopefully, you said Pony Riders who rode for the Pony Express. Okay. All right. All right, and just one more. Uh-oh. rid of that. Okay, and this last one is about the land that was purchased. So, Thomas Jefferson bought land from France. It doubled the size of the United States. And then lastly, this was explored by Lewis and Clark. Okay, those explorers explored this land. Ah, man. Clark's name doesn't want to have a C in it. Okay, so what was this purchase called? This purchase of land? I'm hoping that you were thinking the Louisiana Purchase. And if you weren't thinking the Louisiana Purchase, make sure you go back and review that. Okay? So that is it for today. Okay? Make sure you go watch that other video that we talked about. Okay? And I will see you guys later. Great job. Be preparing for our test tomorrow.